For this project, we're going to use one of Dollar Tree's wood round signs and add a layer of Mod Podge, making sure that I spread this evenly all the way across and bringing it to the edges. Because we're going to be covering this with some beautiful scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. And because it's so thick, I decided to trim the excess off with my utility knife, because if I was using sandpaper, it would take a really long time. I'll be using some Dollar Tree nautical rope. I'm going to glue this around the entire outside of the sign, and I like to do this in small sections to make sure that I can pull that rope tight and everything stays in place. I found this beautiful wooden star sign at Dollar Tree in their Crafter Square section. I'm going to add some antique wax to some water to water that down to create a lighter colored stain and paint the entire front part of this sign. So once I flip that over, before I add my stain to the back side, I'm going to take 2 of Dollar Tree's wooden blocks to glue to the center on the back side of the star. I'm going to continue to add that antique wax to the entire back part of the star as well as those wooden blocks. We're also using a wooden Nativity craft set that you can find at Dollar Tree. We only need Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. Using my handheld miter shears, I'm going to trim that bottom piece off where the craft kit goes together on all 3 pieces. I'm going to be painting each one of these with a ivory colored paint, and I made sure to get the edges because you will be able to see those. On our wood round, roughly find the center and make a mark with a pencil, then drill a tiny hole through there, just big enough to feed some of these Dollar Tree LED lights with the very thin lights and wires on it. Then we can take the end of our lights and feed it through the back, pull it all the way through until it gets to the thick portion of the wire. Then we're going to take our star, flip it over. It will be enough lights to go to each corner and point. So pick a corner or point that's above your wooden pieces and then glue your lights one to each of the corners and each of the points of the star. We're going to add a very generous amount of hot glue to those 2 wooden blocks, pull our wire back through and glue our star right in the center of our wood round. Now we can attach our nativity scene directly to the star using some hot glue. Now for all of this you could use a more permanent glue rather than hot glue, but if you do use hot glue, don't use an excessive amount, especially when you're gluing the wires down so that you don't melt the wires or the lights. I'm hot gluing some greenery pieces that I cut off of a pick that I already had on hand. I glued the battery pack to the back of the sign. You could add a hanger to the back or set this up on a plate stand. This is how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching.